So welcome to race 3B. Sam Smith is on pole from James Atherton with Dan O'Connor in third and Alex Roberts. Sam Gendy and Killer Kinghorn is sixth with Paul the Bishop in seventh and William Phillips eighth. Richard Collins and Yuri Horolek is 10th with John Hughes and Ian Prescott in 12th. Paul Tucker and Paul Yeomans, Paul Rowan 13 and 14 there, with Clive Powells and Simon Woods in 16. Tony Liversidge, who we saw grubbing about the grass, is right at the back. And is that wipers? That is wipers on. There's a bit of rain in here. We can see that on the camera lens. So it's going to be a wet one. So we watch the cars getting the launch down towards the first corner. Who's it going to be? It looks like it's Sam Smith. Now we saw Sam with a fantastic win earlier on in one of the wet races, and there's a bit of contact further back down the field there. Two cars spearing off on the actual main street. Ian Prescott was one of the cars involved in that, but thankfully nobody come into contact with the Armco barrier. But as we come through, we're on board with Killer Kinghorn. Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to see something pretty special, so sit back and grip the armchair as we come through Charlie's corner. John Kinghorn takes us for a very wild ride. And then we jump to Dan Connor as we come down the park straight up towards Park Hairpin at the top of the hill. And he's getting past Sam Smith. They're three wide as they come up here. The narrowest track in Britain, number 3 wide, MX-5 style, and we all managed to get through the corner. Well done, guys. Absolutely fantastic bit of driving. Atherton knew he was on not the best place here, being in the middle. Decided to back out with that one. But Dan O'Connor hits the front. Sam Smith in second. Killer Kinghorn says thank you or stay away to somebody as he comes up towards the top of the gooseneck. Couple of nervous looks in the mirror as we see Sam Smith coming back towards us pretty quickly there. We come through Mansfield Corner and we head towards the bottom of the mountain. O'Connor, Atherton, Smith, Killer Kinghorn, and that looks like it's William Phillips in 17 behind John. As we hit the bottom of the mountain, there's a bit of a moment for Atherton there. He went in far too hot, bounced across the grass at the bottom of the mountain. And does that cost him? Yes, it looks like Smith might get the run in towards. Yes, he does. Oh, it's so close. Two abreast through there. Phillips trying to do it with Kinghorn as well. That's possibly the bravest move we've seen all weekend there. But thankfully, nothing changes and everybody stays on the track. And then everybody goes off the track on the exit the corner. Through Barn, dirty tyres for those guys are all sliding through there, and it just about caught them out, and that's let Killer Kinghorn get ahead of Atherton. So that's really been a bad series of bends for James Atherton there. He's plummeted down that one. Along the main straight in towards the first corner. Charlie's, the second corner, very fast, long right-hander, and we're on board with John Kinghorn now. On the windscreen of John's car. John's still asking for a lot from those tyres as he goes through there. A few nervous looks in the mirror, but he was pretty quick off that corner because you can see William Phillips in the mirror not gaining at all down that straight. So fairly good exit from the corner. Up the inside comes Atherton. That's a brave move. Phillips has seen him, and Phillips saw him off. In fact, Phillips has gone in so hot he's run wide going through the park corner there, and that's just put him onto the grass. So that's a great shame. Collins has gone past, and so has Paul Bishop there. So just being a little bit too keen to keep his position, he's run wide, and that's let Atherton now get up to the back of John Kinghorn. So can Killer Kinghorn hold off the advancing black number 6 car? Dan O'Connor still leads the race from that man there, Sam Smith, who's had a win already this weekend in the number 31 car. Fighting back through now is William Phillips. He's just past the Bishop, who is Paul Bishop there. And Paul Bishop thinking about repaying the favour into Hall Bends. Is he going to do that? Yes, he is. Ever so tight through there, but good move there. Good drive through the mountain section for Bishop, up over the crest, and he does them before we get to the start of the Hall Bend. That looks like the number 15 car next to the view. That's the blue car of Alex Roberts, very distinctive in this race. And a little bit more up towards the front though, as we click off another lap. Now all the wipers, take note, the wipers have all started to get switched on by these drivers, so there's obviously something in the air, as Thunderclap and Newman would say, and that something is rain, and it is starting to fall more. We're getting spots on the camera now as we come through Charlie's up towards the second part of Charlie's and down the park straight. Now Richard Collins getting done by Paul Bishop and William Hughes with nowhere to go. What do? You try to follow the faster car through as you come up the hill towards the park hairpin. Focus on this battle as they come in towards the camera view here. Bishop. Oh no, Bishop hasn't. Collins has fought that off pretty well, but there's contact and round goes Paul Bishop. Now unfortunately Paul Bishop spins onto the grass and inside. Thankfully though, nobody is there and nothing is there for him to hit. And well, Richard Collins didn't do anything wrong there. He just made that very difficult for Paul Bishop. He squeezed him. Bishop was maybe a little bit preoccupied with the car behind him, the 17 car of William Hughes. And well, that's been a good little couple of corners for William Hughes now, because he's now just got past Collins at Mansfield. So he's made up 2 positions in that one little series of bends. Well done that man. He'll be happy with that one as they come in towards the mountain section underneath the public footbridge now. Great spectating area here on your left hand side as you come through the mountain. You get to see the whole of the mountain section, and with the nature of Cadwell Park you actually see the start finish straight as well. So it's a great spectating opportunity there. Umbrellas up with the spectators, wipers on with the drivers, hats on with the marshals. That is definitely rain coming down now. The more and more rain we get, the slipperier the track gets. Are we going to see a change at the front, or can Dan O'Connor hang on to this one? You would have to put money on Sam Smith getting a little bit further up if the rain does start to come down more and more. Alex Roberts making his way down to click off another lap as well here at the beautiful, well kept and well maintained Cadwell Park. Further back down into the field, Prescott car on the inside there, 2 abreast at the horse coppice. Brave move that, and Prescott just gets somebody goes right round the outside of him there. Difficult to pick a number of that car up there, but Prescott lucky he's still going after that start line incident. We're on board with John Kinghorn now, and he's making great inroads in these damp conditions up towards Park Corner. Is he going to have Atherton? He has a little feint out on the brakes. He looks like he's going to do him. He has a good move up the inside, and Killer Kinghorn, John Kinghorn, classy move. Gets that little car stopped, gets through the corner, and we're watching Atherton in the rearview mirror on John Killer Kinghorn's car just now, and John has a little panicky, nervous look as well. Stop touching the dashboard and hold out the wheel, man. We're all nervous for you here as you come through the top of the gooseneck, down the gooseneck towards Mansfield Corners, and he's just taken a good scalp there as John Kinghorn. James Atherton, a very quick man. That black number 6 car, never an easy man to overtake, and John Kinghorn has disposed of him very easily into the mountain section. Can Atherton regroup? Can he retaliate on this the next lap? William Phillips is the next car up in the queue, but I think he's far enough behind that Atherton's not going to have to worry. But I tell you who's going to have to worry, it's that pink 31 car, Sam Smith. You've got an incoming orange and blue missile, and it's John Kinghorn, and he is heading your way. And he is bringing James Atherton with him. So Sam Smith, although he's sitting in second place, race pace doesn't look to be too hot for Sam Smith. Remembering the fastest lap in the race before, or the fastest lap we've seen this weekend in fact, James Blake Baldwin, a 1:46.9. Extremely quick lap around Cadwell Park, 1:46.9. Fastest lap that we've seen in this race so far, a 1:50.7, and that was by William Phillips on lap number 5. Now remember, we have had different weather conditions with a complete bone dry race. Racing that one where Blake Baldwin in the 1:46, so this we have had a few sprinkles in this one, so lap time's a little bit off, but watch out Sam Smith, because here he comes. Killer Kinghorn, Atherton, next car, William Phillips in 2 abreast, Richard Collins on the outside. And that's Alex Roberts, and he's going to take that position. No, he's not. He's not going to take that position. That's pretty impressive from Richard Collins. He's very, very good round that park corner there. Novice crossing the back of the car as well. He is not a shy man when it comes to going round that corner. Through the gooseneck down towards Mansfield, I should say. And as they get a drive out there, it's then heading on towards the mountain. Time is ticking down. Alex Roberts going to have to do something pretty quickly to get past and then try and bridge the next gap in front of him. And it's a big gap to try and bridge. Over the mountain they go. A little bit of air under the suspension, but not under the actual wheels as the cars come through Hall Bends. See the drivers working away feverishly behind the steering wheel, the head bouncing about the inside of the car as well as they get onto the brake for the barn section. Roberts closes right up on the brakes. Collins very neat and tidy out of there. Tricky downhill left here, downhill right, sorry, as the cars drop down through that corner. And then from here, it's absolutely flat out until we get to Charlie's. Looking further back down in towards the pack. That's the Prescott car at the back there, and oh, car heading for the pit wall. There was that little bit of contact there. A little bit of contact maybe outside the pit wall, but thankfully nothing too much. That was Paul Yeomans. We've seen Paul in the wars earlier on. The black number 26 car. As he goes flying through our shot just now. And then heads down and up towards the park on at the top of the straight. So conditions have dried up quite a bit here, thankfully. We are no longer in sprinkles. Simon Wood's right in the middle of that. Simon Wood, Woody, oh, and behind Woody we hear something going on. No, bang, into the tyre wall. That's not the way to do it. That's definitely not the way to do it, Paul Tucker. Now look at this. Kinghorn close right up with Sam Smith, and he's taken the position. Kinghorn goes into second place now. That's come over just in a lap. There must be something up with Sam Smith. His race pace has fallen away, and Killer Kinghorn moves into second place, and James Atherton and William Phillips, well, these guys are looking pretty racy. Well, I was getting all excited about Paul Tucker slamming into the tyre wall at the top of the park corner there. John Kinghorn has not just crept up, he's absolutely leapt up like Usain Bolt to the back of that 31 car, and he's done him going in towards the mountain section. And he's pulled away as well. So Killer Kinghorn tucks his head behind the bubble and just squirts that MX-5 along the main straight. Look at William Phillips trying to go around the long way as they come in towards Coppice. That's never an advisable overtaking spot, to tell you the truth. Through Charlie's, and Atherton, well, he's more preoccupied with the pink 31 of Sam Smith ahead of him. As we watch the cars building up speed as they go up towards park. We're going three wide almost again. It's not the best track we're going three wide on, guys. It's very narrow. Great circuit for racing, but three wide doesn't work here. And up the inside goes William Phillips. He finally gets past number 6 car of James Atherton there, and William Phillips has been released. It's now William Phillips versus Sam Smith. Has James Atherton got an answer? Has anybody got an answer for Killer Kinghorn, who's got himself into second place? I have to say, I don't think so. Through Mansfield corner they come. Remember, Dan O'Connor in the orange 117 is somewhere through the whole bends just now. He's been in a class of his own. As we watch these guys battling in through the mountain section. No respect given here whatsoever. Sam Smith under huge amounts of pressure here. Wipers still on in that pink 31 car, so that might make you think that there's still a little bit of moisture in the air. However, these guys very close. There was a little bit of contact there with Smith and Hughes. There certainly was. And back up the inside has come Atherton. Smith was the big loser in that one. Hughes being a little bit too forceful. A little bit too forceful as they come into barn and just barging Smith out the way there. Now side by side with Atherton as they come down towards Coppice. Big intake of breath from everybody. But thankfully William Phillips gets past and done before we get to Coppice corner. And then through the next part into Charlie's. But unfortunately Sam Smith just muscled out of the way by William Phillips here, and James Atherton capitalises on that grass tracking excursion by them both and gets past as well. So has Phillips got anything to answer back to Killer Kinghorn in 38, who's in second place? He's got himself onto the podium, has Phillips. He runs wide now, so trying just a little bit too hard. Both cars run wide exiting Park Corner. And that's going to hurt them through the next corner because their tyres will still be a little bit covered in grass and debris as they come up to this one here. Through the gooseneck down towards Mansfield. Very aggressive driver, William Phillips. You can see him really loading up that side of the car, but he's got himself onto the podium and he would like another step if he possibly can get it. Through the mountain. Through the entry to the mountain. Now there's the mountain. Do we see any airborne cars? Not quite. Sam Smith isn't out of this one either, remember. Sam Smith still firmly in the battle here. Maybe a little bit taken aback with what happened a lap ago at the corner we are approaching now, when completely muscled off the track and given no respect whatsoever. You can see the dent in the back bumper in that pink MX-5. Through we go, and on to click off another lap here. Dan O'Connor leading the way from John Killer Kinghorn from William Phillips. James Atherton, Sam Smith just going through a shot. Then we go back to this battle. It's still Richard Collins. Richard Collins coming through under all sorts of pressure from Alex Roberts. And Alex has gone up the inside and they're side by side through the first corner, Coppice. They're now side by side into Charlie's. No, Roberts cuts the nose off and takes the position. Good overtaking manoeuvre that. You've got to have so much confidence in the driver you're fighting with. You've also got to have a bit of confidence in your own ability to get through there, because you have to be absolutely spot on. Now we come back to the top of the park area of the track, and that's Prescott going past Yeomans there. And yeah, both guys running off the track. They're coming back on and almost losing it with Yeomans, so a bit of a wild overtaking manoeuvre by Prescott takes them both wide onto the grass. I'm pretty sure there'll be a little chat about that in Park Ferby after the race. But here we're watching Collins, Roberts, as they come in towards the mountain section just now. A big gap back to anybody else on track. Nice bit of empty Cadwell Park, and here they come. Simon Woods in his orange car. Prescott and Yeomans have recovered from that grassy excursion, thankfully, and got themselves back onto the track. Yuri Horolek in there as well, firmly in the middle of that battle in his white and red car. And number 18 also 5 pills, but the track now definitely dry, so conditions have improved. Could definitely see that as we come through Barn Corner. Quite dirty looking bit there, look like a bit of cement has been put down, or some oil dry. But finally we managed to pick up with this man who has driven a quite sensational race. Dan O'Connor, number 117, all on his own at the front, stroking this one home from, in second place, John Killer Kinghorn. But through Barn Corner, using still every little bit of tarmac he can get his hands on, and comes across to cross the last lap board going out there for him. So Dan O'Connor has got one more circulation of this beautiful Cadwell Park to do as he goes through the first corner, and let's follow him as he comes up through Charlie's now. On board with the man himself, looking nice and relaxed through Charlie's in and out. Grabs a quick gear there on the run down Park Straight past the marshals. Just looking in the mirror, there's nobody behind him, nothing to worry this young man about now. He hits the brakes for the Park Corner at the top of the Park Straight. Down the gears and in he goes. John Kinghorn way in the distance. Not going to be a factor in this one is Killer Kinghorn, but a great second place, we've got to say that. It's not over yet though, as we come through the gooseneck. It's almost over for this man. Through the top of the gooseneck. Just a little bit of corrective steering on the opposite lock, down towards Mansfield now. He gets it through Mansfield and accelerates hard out there towards the next section. That's that bit of the track done for the last time. Along towards the mountain section now. He gets the brakes on, he gets the car turned in. Oh, the flippy marker already on the ground there. He just kicks it up and brings it into the middle of the track. Well, present left back for John Killer Kinghorn there, and he'll be very grateful for that. I'm pretty sure John Killer Kinghorn would go absolutely straight through that. And this is actually on board the Hall Bends. We've not seen too much of that. We'd like to see a little bit more. But Dan O'Connor has been pretty faultless in this race. Fastest lap still goes to William Phillips, but that doesn't really matter for Dan O'Connor as he accelerates out of Barn Corner and heads towards a very well-deserved race win and checker flag, and he's a happy man inside that car, punching the car, tapping the car. Second place for John Killer Kinghorn. In third place coming home, it's William Phillips, who looks delighted in that one. And Sam Smith comes home in 4th place in the pink number 31 car. But that race, as exciting as it always is, it was all about one man at the front, and that man was this man, Dan O'Connor, in the number 117 car. Congratulations, Dan. He takes the applause from the marshals on his slowdown lap. Big wave to some people, and then drives on the grass there, getting a little bit excited on his slowdown lap. But it's well deserved. It was controlled. There were tricky conditions thrown at him. A little bit of rain coming down there, but he managed to hold that one and not have a problem. So well done, Dan O'Connor. Dan O'Connor wins from John Killer Kinghorn, and William Phillips rounds out the podium. Sam Smith, Alex Roberts and John Hughes, with Collins, Woods, Horlick and Paul Yeomans coming home for a good earned 10th place.